Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Race First coverage of Round 5 of the inaugural season of the ISRA Truck Series as we come to you tonight from Iowa Speedway. This is Gary Gatto. I'm in the booth all by myself tonight. Any number of things can happen when I'm by myself. Got a small field here, but we thought, it'd be a shame that we got this far in the season that we not televise or broadcast a race, even though it had the fewer than the minimum number that we really wanted. So we're going to go show this one just because we got a good championship race. Currently under qualifications at the moment. JV, the pole sitter, 137.9. Sam Crow, P2, 137.8. And Sammy was one of the fastest in practice by about a mile per hour, faster than anybody else for the longest time. So let's watch him. Goodman, Hearn, Flanagan, Tucker, Rigney, Reagan, Hayes, Wagner, Callisto, Gallas, all registered for tonight's race. Still are taking some time. Happy April Fools. Although we're not joking around today. I don't think we have too many of the April Fool's jokes going on. I haven't seen too much in the way of any racing April Fools or... Oops, spun out there. Any iRacing April Fools today. I mean, we all think it would be April Fools today if they came back and said, hey, we're putting some development back into the IndyCar side of things here. Rain next update for IndyCar. Yeah, that'll be April Fools for sure. You go Gallas, looking to make some time here. So, the rule set for tonight. Of course, this is Iowa Speedway, 7/8 of a mile oval, 155 laps. The math works out to be about 136.4 miles. Will be tonight's race. There'll be 4 sets of tires for these trucks. 1 on the truck to start the race and 3 in the pits. 1 fast repair. Here is the point situation. Actually, we'll show you the point situation when we line up. We got 2 full laps here for pacing. Tucker and say, hey, Lewis Hayes, still not showing to qualify. Gala's going to put some time on the board right here as he's coming loose off the corner. Keep it straight, buddy. Get some time. I don't think it's going to give him time. It's going to invalidate the lap, so he's going to start at the back. That sucks. He crossed the finish line. Got 16 seconds. Goodman on the provisional pole, 138.6. Rigby right behind him with a 138.4. They were incredibly close in practice. Everybody was in the 138s for the most part, giving very, very good laps. JV, 137.9. Reagan, 137.8. Crow with a 137.8. Gallas, 137.6. There's that time I saw finally get to the top there. Gallas there, hit the board. All right, let's take a look here at the remaining schedule and tonight's starting lineup. Here is the remaining schedule. Let's get the weather conditions up here as well. 78 degrees, ambient 78 degrees track temperature. Very equal. Here are the latest points. Lionel Callisto is your points leader with 3 weeks left, 3 races left by 20 points over Matt Wagner. Sam Crow P3, Michael Goodman P4, Chris Reagan P5, and a tie there with Say Hey Lewis Hayes there for 5th at 151 points a pop. Richie Hearn 146, Mike Rigney 143, Hugo Gallas 137, and Cristobal Valenzuela, who's not in tonight's lineup, with 134. So those are the points as of tonight. 3 races to go after this. We got Dover and actually 2 races to go after this. Got 3 races including tonight. So after this is Dover and actually it was Homestead. It is going to be California. Let's take a look at that starting lineup here. Michael Goodman with a 23 flat, the only one with 23 flats. Mike Rigney at 23-1, lines up P2. JV is third with a 23-193. Chris Reagan is fourth with a almost identical lap, 29-199. And speaking of identical lap, Sam Crow. What in the Sam Crow is going on here? 23.199 also for Sam Crow for P5. Hugo Gallas across the start-finish line sideways. Gets himself good for 6th, 23-2. Richie Hearn 7th, Matty Wagner 8th. Pepto Joe Flanagan 9th. Lionel Callisto, your points leader, 10th with no speed. Josh Tucker 11th with no speed. And 12th, Say Hey Lewis Hayes with no speed. Wagner, I looped it. Yeah. We're hearing that it's loose on corner exit with this setup for the first couple of laps. So watching this could be interesting. One more lap to go and we are going racing. $155 laps. It'll go quick here. We did 100 laps here not too long ago in Indy Fixed. It went really quick. So we will really know who's going to be in control of this point situation relatively soon. One of the final 2 races. Coming to green, Michael Goodman with the control of the field, and he is underway. We are green here at Iowa. Only 11 trucks are taking the green. Hugo Gallas there at 5th. A little wiggle on the main straight on him. He kept it out of the wall. Hearn and Crow side by side in 3 and 4. I'll tell you what, just my feeling here with the field this small, if once these tires kind of get equalized a little bit, and Lionel Callisto way up high. I saw him practicing up in that high line all practice long. I'll tell you, if these trucks get strung out a little bit, Hugo Gallas on the high line bouncing up the 4th, and then they had to give it back to JV down the backstretch side by side. Anyways, I was getting ready to say is that these trucks kind of spread out a little bit, and that there's not a lot of racing going on in terms of door-to-door, bumper-to-bumper type stuff. Really, it's going to take a human error to kind of bring out a caution. This might go by fairly quickly. Now, we've seen already a couple races this season. Atlanta, for instance, these guys here, ex-Lionheart racers, racing extremely close battle race there, but not. Oop, there's Richie blinking, but not bring out any cautions there in the second half of that race. Well, the 3-truck breakaway up front. Goodman, Rigney, and Reagan. He got himself almost a second lead over Hugo. Reagan getting a run on the high side. 3 different lines there in the corner. That's a great thing about Iowa. I think this is what makes Iowa just a little bit more more appealing. Here's Rigney on the low side of Goodman than Richmond. Just a little bit bigger, a little bit more banked, I think. The transition from the banking to the flat, excuse me, is a lot less abrupt. I notice in the Indy cars when you come from the banking to the non-banked backstretch or the very low banked backstretch, it can almost sometimes just kind of steer your car into the wall. Rigney to the lead. 10 of 155. Reagan taking a look at the inside of Goodman. Going to get that position. Going to be down on the bottom. Goodman going to get a run back here. Not good enough to get back up there, but solidly in third. Here comes Hugo Gallas, bringing the second group back up here. Quickly ticking them off. 14 of 155 already in the books. Really not sure what to expect for pit stops. I would imagine this is at least a 2-stopper. Oh, Reagan saying hello to the turn 4 wall there. Rig needs some Fat Dog Racing there on the tailgate. So far this season, we have yet to have a repeat winner. Give you a bit of a review of where we've been. Started off at Daytona. Chris Reagan there running second, get the win there. Lionel Callisto ran a great race at Atlanta, won there. Dean Darth Maul not in the lineup tonight. He won at Kentucky. Matty Wagner got the win by a bumper at Michigan. And last week, David Rodriguez not in the lineup again tonight. Dominated Gateway. And here we are tonight at Iowa. Dover next week, Auto Club to round out the season. the inaugural season here of the ISRA Truck Series. I think overall it's gone well. There's next Monday is the eclipse that runs through a good chunk of the United States. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see that here in the suburbs just north of Indy. But a lot of racing coming your way here on Race First. Tomorrow night, the IndyCar Oval Series Top Split. That will be the first of the Triple Crown races at Fontana. Then we have a bit of a matinee series going on here for at least the next 6 weeks or so, which is the return of the VOR DW12 Series. Season 2, they're going to kick off in Michigan, 3 p.m. Eastern there. So while you're in the office, if you got to get rid of the last 2 hours worth of work, you could tune us in there if you want to. Make sure you put your headphones in. And then join me and the guys on FTN at roughly about 3 p.m. on Saturday for the VOR IR18 series at Imola. And then Sunday, you'll have me and Ryan Eric King in the booth for the Dark Horse DW12 series from Homestead. And then wrap up another week here with the trucks as they go to Dover. Goodman's still hanging on for third. JV has worked his way up to fourth. Hugo Gallus, there's a whole mess of trucks right here. We'll keep an eye on this one. And they are really stacked up behind Gallus a lot. 2x2x2. Everybody's back in the battle here. Matt Wagner on the high line. He's right up there with Lionel Callisto. Pepto Joe Flanagan back in the battle here. He's joining them on the high line. Down low, Richie Hearn, joined by Sam Crow. 26 of 155, coming to 27 of 155. So if anyone's going to do a three-stopper, we expect right around lap 52. 52 for, so about halfway through a run now. If anyone's going to do the three-stopper. I don't know if they can get up to doing 77 laps. Goodman catching up to Reagan, taking a look, but not being able to pull it off. Pepto Joe on the high side of Hearn getting the position. That high line is coming in. The low line is not as robust as it used to be. Say hey, Lewis Hayes coming back into the battle now. He's run this group down for about 2 seconds on back. Again, 30 of 155 gone through this. Caution free. Here's Matt Wagner looking to the bottom. Matt Wagner on Hugo Gallus going into 3. Starts to push up a little bit. Pepto Joe hanging out in the back. Always saving his tires. Probably a wise choice. He's down the middle of this battle. He's going down low. Think about taking a 3 wide going down the backstretch. Everybody trying to give everybody room off the corner exit there in 4. The 2 black trucks there, the MGD and the Advanced Auto Parts trucks. That's Lionel Callisto and Matt Wagner. They're battling for position. I think the top line's getting there, really. I think the top line is there, really. That's the preferred line now. Rigney, now your leader by 1.2 seconds over Chris Reagan. Goodman's still harassing Reagan, though, and that's probably helping Rigney pull away. If you enjoy race versus coverage of the ISRA, I could talk tonight. That might be worth $1 or $2. I don't know. If you enjoy race versus coverage of the ISRA Truck Series and you respect the stream, please do us a solid. Make sure you support us by subscribing. And while you're at it, don't forget to smash the like and click the bell so you miss out on future race versus iRacing broadcasts. Just kind of gone through a bunch of them, quite a few. And don't forget, if you have not done so already, donations are appreciated. Link for our GoFundMe is in the description. Get back to this battle, still side by side, but a lot of these two have been side by side for much of the second portion of this stint. Side by side again still. High side still starting to develop again. It's really come in the last 10 laps or so for sure. And give Reagan back the position. Or actually, give Reagan the position. He and Goodman have been swapping it back and forth. Lionel Callisto's moved his way up the 4th using that high line almost exclusively. And I think a lot of people are watching. There you see, watch right there, above the 3rd. In that kind of mythical 4th lane up there. Very close to the wall. Now everyone's up there. Hugo Gallas has dropped to 10th. Say, hey, Lewis Hayes is going to run him down here in a moment from 11th. He's staying on the bottom. So a 3-stopper again starts at about lap 52. That's when the window opens. We'll see where people decide to go there. Normally in short track racing, because we have a small field, normally in short track racing, you are basically racing to the next caution, but we haven't had any cautions yet. So these guys are going to be doing some green flag pit stops, it looks like. And it should be mentioned that the pit road here at Iowa is extremely treacherous. Very treacherous. It pops up on you really quickly. Rigney coming to start lap 41. .5 over Reagan, who's been battling with Goodman. Still more battles back here developing further on back. Hearn and Crow battling it out for 8th and 9th. Oh, Crow kind of came up the racetrack a little bit more than he wanted to. Here's say hey Lewis Hayes on Hugo Gallas, who's just staying up in that 4th lane or that 3rd lane up there, but hitting all the bouncy bounces. That run off the high side there. Look how Gallus pulls out in front, then loses all that ground by the low line here. And now he's going to get a good run off the corner. A fast enough a run that Hayes can't really get up there and block him. Back again, down on the bottom. Right to the yellow line. He is theoretically clear, but racing etiquette not clear. As we say, he is Brazilian clear. .46 of 155. Everyone say hi to TC in the Race First One airship. High above the Iowa Speedway. Here in Newton, Iowa, just outside of Des Moines. Not too far down the road, I believe, is the world's largest truck stop. I've been by it before. Have not stopped there, but check it out. It's going to be on YouTube, I'm sure. Rigney is your leader. Goodman is P2. Right there is Lionel Callisto, has worked his way up to the 3rd spot. Chris Reagan falling back to 4th. JV leading this whole other group of trucks. Sam Crow, where in the hell is Sam Crow? There the hell is Sam Crow, right there on the bottom in turn 1, looking to try to take the position away from JV. Addy Wagner sneaks his nose under there. Just couldn't quite keep it to stick there. JV kind of blocks the bottom side now as he tries to get that position back from Sam Crow. Meanwhile, Richie Hearn up top. Blinking issues seem to have stabilized. That's good. Pepto Joe still involved in the fight there in the green 53. So let's see here. Who does a 3-stopper? Who does a 3-stopper? Again, about lap 52. Rigney continues to pull away. 3.2 seconds. The window for a 3-stopper is open now. Truck's getting squirrely on the up near the fence there. Come on, corner exit on 4. It's like everybody is and Pepto Joe, he is going to go for the 3-stopper. Crow coming down. Look at him. That's interesting. Did he come down too early? And maybe came down too... Oh, missed pit road. He blew a tire. See what happened. I think he blew a tire. Truck would not turn. Crow's still on pit road. I don't know if it's part of a penalty or getting some repair work done. There is a fast repair here. So this is going to have, as I say, championship implications. He is third place in the points. Here's Rigney. So the stoppers that took Reagan at 54. Let's go take a look at Reagan here. Pepto Joe Flanagan at 53. Say Hey Lewis Hayes at 51. He was the earliest. Which means one of his next two stints needs to go longer than 51. More closer to 53. In order to get there on fuel and everything. Sam Crow still sitting on pit road. Possibly he's been there longer than the 40-second hold. So maybe he has some damage they're getting looked at. Purple lap right now is Chris Reagan with a 29-1. And I don't think Sam Crow is leaving here, so they must be getting some work done, and he didn't have the fast repair checked. Michael Goodman is the leader. Rigney is on pit road right now. Here is your leader for much of the second half of this race, our first stint of this race, coming in at 61. That gets him to 122, and then pretty much a sprint to the finish at that one. Michael Goodman still your out there, not still your leader, but as your leader, still has not pitted. Same with Lionel Callisto, Richie Hearn, Matty Wagner, and JV. They're the top 5 right now. They have a lap on everybody. But check this, Reagan with new tires, rocket ship on the outside. Still 8 laps into his current stint, but so much faster. Turning laps in 23.5s, while most everyone else is in the 24s. Callisto to the lead over Goodman. Move Hearn up to 3rd. Wagner 4th. JV 5th. These top 5 still have yet to stop. But the guys that have stopped, they're turning laps a second faster. So they might want to think about stopping here soon because they are hemorrhaging really some time. Rigney just turned a 23.2. They're turning 24.8 right there at the lead now. 24.8. 24.5 by Callisto, 24.7 by Goodwin, 24.5 by Hearn, 24.8 by Wagner, 24.9 by JV, and then the new tire guys, 23.8 by Reagan. So they are trying to do the 2-stopper here, getting to lap. I think it was at 72. Lap 77. Lap 77, yep. So they get really closer to lap 78, to be honest. Can they do another 10 more laps? And just do the 2-stopper? Where's Chris Reagan in this miss? There he is. He's close to getting his lap back. We'll do a reset once these top 5 pit, and they're just going to stay out for the long haul. Might as well. $69 lap old tires versus 15 lap old tires right there. Now, if he gets around Callisto, that puts him back on the lead lap. And there is Rigney. So that would be the difference for the lead right there. Again, Callisto looking for the two-stopper. The window for the two-stopper opens at lap 77-ish. I don't know. I gotta say, I don't think staying out's the strat here. I think maybe doing it. Here comes Rigney with them. JV says I've had enough. He stops. He's just shy of the two stopper, so he might have to save a little bit or just commit to the 3 and have a splash of dash at the end. Callisto now allows. Now we got a battle for the lead. Well, we're gonna have a battle for the lead when these pit cycles are over, right here. Rigney and Reagan, but this is your leader right behind him. He needs another 3 or 4 more laps before he is going to probably make that turn down pit road. Actually, you know what? I think, sorry, everyone just did a two-stop strategy. What am I thinking? I think everyone's on a two-stop strategy. I think Lionel right here is looking for the one-stopper. Because if you go 155, divide that by 2, that's right there about 78. So, yeah, those of you who were yelling at the TV saying my math was wrong, yeah, it was. So we're looking for several drivers are going to try to do the one-stopper while other drivers have done the two-stop. And I'm thinking in the way of stints. My mistake. I'm thinking 2 stints and 3 stints there. So 1 stop versus 2 stops. What is at least going to be available for these trucks, if something does happen at the end, there will be tires that if somebody wants to slap on for a last dash sprint, if there is such a thing, they can do that. He has reached the halfway point. It's going to stay out. Hearn is now 2nd. Goodman is now 3rd. Wagner, 4th. Rigney back on the lead lap, running these guys down rapidly. Rigney turning laps of 22 or 24 flats versus those in the high 24s and 25. So still 17 lap old tires are still faster than the tires that are 78 laps old. Pepto Joe looking underneath here. This is just a track position battle right here, not a battle for anything on the standings. Pepto Joe getting out in front. Rigney has passed Goodman. Goodman is not pitted. Now he's pitted. This should be Goodman's one and only stop. And away he goes. Here comes your leader and points leader, Lionel Callisto. He's going to make his one and only stop. But here's Rigney. He's going to have a big lead after this. Rigney already by. Callisto just getting to a stall. Matty Wagner's going the longest here on 81. Now 82 laps. And Wagner with an 8-second lead over Rigney. April Fools. I think Wagner's going to go deep, deep, deep into this run. Here comes Rigney. 7 seconds now. Wagner turning laps at 24.9. Rigney turning laps at 24.4. And he makes a turn down the pit road. Gets to the cones for the limit. Gonna ride that down second gear to his stall. Rigney takes the lead. Zoom in on Wagner. Reagan's past him. Pepto Joe's by. Oh! Missed it a little bit. Cost him a little time. We'll see. Well, he pops back out, but Rigney putting a lap on Wagner. So that's kind of what happened with the hemorrhaging time there. He made it down a lap now. So what he needs to do is Rigney stopped on 61. So we're expecting Rigney again. Right about 122, so another 34 laps from now, which is plenty of time. But again, Wagner needs to go like mad and then hope that there are no cautions. And then when these guys get back on the lead lap, and then hope then he can hang on with those very, very old tires there at the end. So let's reset the field for you. And again, if you're just joining us, this is race first coverage of the ISRA Truck Series coming to you from Iowa. We completed 89 of a scheduled 155 laps. If you enjoyed race first coverage of tonight's race and would like to monetarily support us, please find a link to our GoFundMe campaign and the links in the stream's description. We realize times are tough, and any contribution, donation, whatever, no matter the amount, is greatly appreciated. So let's reset the field. And I have thunder in the background. So, folks, if we should happen to lose the stream, that will be it. I will not come back more than likely if we have any type of interrupted stream here because of the thunderstorms coming in our area. Right here, Rigney is the leader. Chris Reagan is P2. Pepto Joe is P3, and he is right in the midst of this battle. Say Hey Lewis Hayes very quietly worked his way up to fourth. Very quietly worked his way up to fourth. Lionel Callisto, P5. Hugo Gallas, P6. Here's Richie Hearn in P7. John Von Voor Ellis He is JV is 8th. Michael Goodman, we'll get the camera on Michael Goodman here in just a second, is 9th. And Matt Wagner, who went the longest on that last stint, he is done. He does not have to pit anymore if he doesn't want to. He's a lap down. Can he make it to the end here and get his lap back? He needs to be pushing very hard. And he's turning laps in 23.5s while most everyone's in the 24s. So he is doing what he can. And let's get back up to this battle for P2 between Reagan and Flanagan, as they are making a go of it right now. Oof. Reagan hitting every washboard bump there is in the top lane there, and turns 1 and 2. No, over under, crossover. I think Reagan showed a little bit of, Brazilian clear, but he makes it. Slide job. I don't think Pepto Joe liked that too much. He's just going to dive under and get the position back. I think Chris is sporting a little bit of damage on the right side of his truck. Nothing that the fast repair on the next stop will handle. He needs to stop again. Oh, he's adding to that damage, Reagan is. There's Lionel Callisto in turns 3 and 4. Chris Reagan right there in 3 and 4. Callisto's catching them. Hayes, if Callisto catches him, starts racing him, Hayes might be part of this too. Meanwhile, Rigney still leading the way. Just hanging out in that third upper lane, making things easy on those Goodyears. Might have hit the wall a little bit that time, tough to tell. But we are at 55 to go. I suspect pit stops for this next set of group who pitted early the last time. They are going to go. Who went the earliest? Lewis Hayes went the earliest. So he might be looking to pit here anytime in the next lap or two, because he went 51 laps last time. So he's at right at that range now, and throwing the last set of tires. Have a set to go in the pit still. Is he going to go long? I think maybe go long. The next shortest was Reagan at 54. So that'll be at like a 108. And if he does have damage on that right side, if it's impacting him, he might just want to go ahead and execute that fast repair if he still has it. Yeah, we're in got a severe thunderstorm warning all throughout our area here till about 3 a.m. It's a precursor of the storms that are going to roll into Ohio tomorrow and give them a moderate chance of severe weather. Tornadoes and stuff. So a possible outbreak, I've been watching so far. So we'll check Reagan if he makes the turn down pit road here in the next couple of laps. Pepto Joe. He is coming down to take his final stop. We went 52, then 104, and he's right on schedule. I suspect Reagan will be down next time by. We'll see. Maybe not. We'll see. Here's Rigney, your leader. Callisto, kind of run him down. Callisto on tires that are half the age of Rigney. Here's Reagan in P3. This should be the next lap. Should be the next lap we expect him in on. We see Reagan or Rigney. Rigney went to 61. Remember, we're expecting 122 for him. Callisto, it'll be a while. I think he's done. And Reagan, here he comes. Probably next time by. We'll see. Next time by if he makes that turn down pit road. Hearn moving up the 4th. And no for Reagan, so he's going to go long. Track cams provided by Track Cams for Gourmets. Check them out at trackcam22.com. You can buy your own track cams from them as well and import them into iRacing. All sorts of different angles. Reagan coming in now, so he went a lap longer. He'll probably cross the start-finish line, go 2 laps longer. So move Goodman up and Hearn up. So Reagan making his final stop. Lewis Hayes, while we were not watching, made his final stop at 105. Flanagan at 105. So those two are done. Chris Reagan at 109. Got to his stall safely, down and away. His final stop, he's done. Wagner moving up the 7th now, still is now on the lead lap. Getting around Gallas for position. Gallas with 49 lap old tires. Wagner with actually half the lifespan, 25 laps, 26 laps rather. He's got Van Voorellis ahead of him. Van Voorellis looking to go into the 140s to get close. He might try to do it on one stop. They need to get closer to 77, 78 for one stop, but he might be doing some clutching and coasting this round. Maybe he could do it. Lionel Callisto get it around Rigney now. We missed that pass for the lead, but Callisto now is your leader. Callisto padded at lap 82, and he is done. Rigney with 53 lap old tires. Pitted at lap 61, looking at about lap 122-ish. About 8 laps from now, and he'll be done. But boy, he'll be light and fast with new tires and a light tank coming out of the pits. Give you an idea of what we got for best laps turn right now. The purple lap belongs to Chris Reagan with a 23.199. That calculates to 137.886 miles per hour. I mean, that's really hustling these things around here. Take a look at the last laps. Now we'll kind of tell the story, especially those with new tires. Now keep in mind, when the Indy cars come here, they're in the 190s. At least in the sim. I mean, 16-second laps versus 23-second laps. Back to Richie Hearn. And really no one around him. Michael Goodman. No one around him. So Callisto is done. He can go the distance. Rigney does need to stop. Hearn is done. He can go the distance. Goodman is done. He can go the distance. Matt Wagner went the farthest. Problem is his tires are going to be probably used up the most. We'll see. Underneath him, that is Say Hey Lewis Hayes. That is just a battle for track position. John Von Voorellis there, pitted at lap 72, and his one stopper already. That is on his first stop already. That is a little short of halfway with a one stopper, so we will see if he can go the full distance without stopping again. Hugo Gallas went 62. He's going to have to stop again. Pepto Joe, he's done. Reagan's done. Say Hey Lewis Hayes is done. Rigney on pit road for his final stop, right about where we said it would be, 122. Move Matt Wagner, who was down a lap, the fourth. Callisto now first, still. Hearn P2, Goodman P3, Matt Wagner P4. $33 to go, looking at a possible repeat winner here on the ISRA Truck Series. You see the weather for the virtual world at 80 degrees track temperature, 78 degree ambient. Pretty pleasant. Just an old bumpy surface here that's really grading these tires. 125 of 155, 30 to go. It's going to buy pretty quickly here. Callisto is your leader. Turning laps to the 24.5s. Richie Hearn P2 turning laps to the 24.7s. Michael Goodman on 24.5s. And he just got passed by Mike Rigney, who is on 4-lap old tires. I think we're really looking at possibly two more stops. JV and Hugo Gallas will be probably the two looking to stop here one more time before this is over. And I think Hugo Gallas is to take that turn down pit road. Making his final stop. Down and away. I don't know if he went for 2 or 4. Could not tell. I think they jacked up the other side too, so might as well go for 4 if you have to. So I think John Van Voorellis is the last one who may have to stop again. JV started at 72. Gets in the 144, so about another 14 laps from now, unless he's been able to save a ridiculous amount. It's possible. It is possible. He's turning 24 sixes. Lionel Clisto is your leader. Let's get the intervals up. Kind of give everyone the idea. Clisto a leader by 7 seconds over Hearn, 9 seconds over Goodman, 13 over Wagner, and 17 over JV. Again, think JV might have to pit one more time. We'll see about that. He's starting to pull away, really, on Hearn. Again, up in that third lane all race long. He was really practicing up there in practice in that third lane, especially through 3 and 4. Choosing the middle lane through 1 and 2. Yeah, right up there in the third lane. Leader over Hearn by 7.5. Oh! I think he might have hit the wall. Let's see what happens there. Yeah. That was a wall strike. And he's a little loose. So an ill-handling truck here in the late stages for Lionel Clisto, your points leader. The nearest truck to him for position is Hearn, and that is 4 trucks behind him. So he's going to have Flanagan, Gallows, Rigney, and Reagan all behind him. He can let him go, and he can nurse this thing home. He's a leader by 7.2, now 7.1 over Hearn. He doesn't need to really send this home forcefully. Coming to lap 139 next time around in the very late stages. Once again, thanks for joining us. There's the race first coverage of the Iowa round of the ISRA Truck Series. Next week is Dover, and then we're going to wrap it up at Fontana. There we see Flanagan making a bit of a, not a run on him, but just kind of closing the gap to get back on the lead lap. Flanagan's first truck a lap down. Turn, getting it right to the bottom there on turns 3 and 4. Hearn looking at a second podium this season, if all goes well. Michael Goodman, another podium for him. I believe he has a couple podiums this season. And Lionel Clisto looking at that key victory that might help him get an edge up in this points championship, especially with his chief rivals. You can hear the points. Clisto Wagner is back and forth. Crow is in the garage. Goodman is in third. Reagan is back at 8th. Hayes is in ninth. Hearn is in second, so Hearn will be making a move here. Here comes, let's get this off because we got, boop, there we go. Hugo Gallas, who got around Pepto Joe and now is getting around Lionel Callisto to get himself back to 1 lap down. Hearn now has it under 7 seconds. Goodman looking at 11 seconds. Again, he can let Flanagan go. He probably will. He still has Rigney and Reagan between him and Hearn. Coming to roughly about 10 to go now. Nine to go now. Callisto to Hearn, 6.3. Callisto to Goodman, 11.3. The battle immediately behind Callisto, not a battle at all. That is just Flanagan trying to get back on the lead lap. And then Flanagan to Rigney is about 2 seconds, and then Callisto, excuse me, the Callisto to Rigney is about 2 seconds. Callisto to Reagan's about 4 seconds. 8 to go. And Matty Wagner gets around Goodman for third. I don't know if he's going to have enough time to catch Hearn. Probably not. But that's probably going to be a good finish for Wagner. Your biggest gainer has been Callisto, 9 spots. 7 to go, coming to 6 to go. Looking to extend his lead. And to next week is one of those gotcha races at the high banks of Dover. You don't have to be involved in the wreck to catch one. And if he can get a good race, another win in the bag here, and then makes going into that high banks and wide spaces of Fontana a lot more easier to digest for Championship Monday here in 2 weeks. 5 to go. Callisto, leader by 6.6 over Hearn. I don't think Hearn's going to I don't think Hearn's going to have enough time to reel him in here. Unless something happens to Callisto. I believe what happened to Sam Crow is he lost a tire, and that's what these guys are probably trying to fight against at this point. 4 to go. I mean, the 3 to go. Oh, Callisto blinks. You don't want that to happen. Gala's in the wall a little bit in front of Callisto. We got a little drama going on, guys. Down the backstretch. About equidistance between himself and Gallas and himself and Flanagan. Coming off corner number 4 to the white flag. In the middle lane, corners 1 and 2. Very easily down the backstretch. A lot of room between himself and the wall. He's not going to really push the envelope there with Gallas. Going way high, corner number 3 and 4. But keeps his foot in it. And for the second time this season, number 2, we can say, Callisto, your winner here on the ISRA Truck Series. Round at Iowa. There you have it, Lionel Callisto, your winner. Richie Hearn, P2. Matt Wagner, P3. Michael Goodman, P4. JV, P5. Pepto Joe, 6th. Mike Rigney, 7th. Chris Reagan, 8th. Say Hey Lewis Hayes, 9th. Hugo Gallas, 10th. Sam Crow, 11th. Josh Tucker did not take the green flag, but finishes 12th. All right, let's see if Matt Wagner finishes 3rd there. So that's a great finish for him. Let's see if we can get some people here in the booth. And we'll start off with Matt Wagner if he's going to be there. And he is there, so we'll bring him on up. Hey, Matt, got you in the booth here for the podium finish. Decided to go on that extra long one-stopper, huh?
Yeah, buddy. I actually learned a lot. That was quite fun. I had a really slow, rocky start, and after that pit stop Callisto was in my chat room, and I know he was really silent over there, and I'm starting to look at my lap times, and I finally started to get the hang of it. I was maybe consistent, maybe about 500ths to a tenth quicker than him, like per lap, but over and all, P3, Man, that was fun. Can we do it again?
Well, what do you think about Dover next week then?
that I've been waiting for that track. I really think that really fits my driving style more, Dover than Iowa. So it was really fun trying to catch Michael. That was I was watching his lap times compared to mine, but I'm really surprised he really fell off that much because he was not that far behind the leader. I know Richie passed him going to the pit stops, and I'm guessing he had older tires than everybody else.
He had real old tires. He did a one stopper like you, I believe, but he stopped much. Actually, he did 2 stops. No, he did one. But he stopped much earlier than you.
Yeah.
So that would make up the difference in the tires.
Oh yeah. Sorry about the wind you hear in the broadcast chat, because it is really humid, and we got some storms headed our way. I know you probably got some your way too.
They're right on top of us, but I'll go real quickly, allow you to give you some shout outs, and we'll send you on your way.
All right. Thank you, Gary. Shout out to these guys in the league. It's so much fun. I really hope that we can, just get some more drivers in here and continue on, because I'm having a blast, dude. It's like TWR, love them guys. Back home setup shop. Great bunch of guys. And Mike Rigney, thank you very much for putting it on. And I'm pretty excited. Richie Hearn got P2. Awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's going to be real excited when we bring him on next. So, congratulations, man! Finally, get you up here again, and still in the midst of this points battle. It doesn't help that Callisto got the win, but you're still in it with a shot with 2 rounds to go. So, I guess that just says that give it, 110% and see what happens these next 2 here.
Yeah, man. Take care of yourself and. Have a good one.
You got it.
See you Sunday.
You got it. Take care. All right, let's bring up Richie. Hey, Richie, we got you. It's just me in the booth tonight. P2, very quiet P2, up 5 spots. Kind of were marred in much of the first stint with about 5 or 6 trucks for most of that first stint. And then finally, as the pit stops happened and the lack of cautions, everything kind of separated out, and lo and behold, here you are kind of filtering your way up through the top 5. Talk about your race.
Yeah, that first stint was a little tough. We had a little bit of a group. I got kind of stuck down on the bottom there, and it really wiped out my tires, and I just fell back. And then once we separated out, I just kind of found a rhythm, and I decided I'm going to go to the fuel ends and hope it's a one stop, and kind of what happened, basically. So, yeah, it was a long one, actually. It seemed longer than it should, but it was just at the end. I was just by myself for so long. I was just really trying to just hit a certain time and just not hit anything.
Yeah, I would imagine with the tires that were 75 lap old tires there at the end, keeping it off the turn 4 wall, which seems like caught a lot of people at one point or another during this race, was a bit of a challenge. It seemed to have a bit of a magnet in it. But the good news is you've got another podium interview with us. You moved up another step to the second step here. 2 races ago. You're still down in the top 10 in the points. There's an outside shot. You might have a shot at the championship. But with 2 races ago at Dover in California, anything can happen.
Well, unless Lionel decides not to show up anymore, that ain't going to happen. But I had such a bad first couple of races with Daytona and I think Atlanta. I'm just happy to be on the podium for right now. I'm not really looking at the points. I'm just having a good time.
Well, that's what we'd like to hear, and it's good to see you on the podium. Any shout-outs anyone want to say hi to?
Just to you guys, to you, since you're the only one here, but just thanks for doing this. Even though we had a short field, it's always nice to be able to be interviewed after the race. I can't wait to watch it later on.
All right, well, congratulations, and we'll see you in a week at Dover.
Thank you very much, and thanks to Rigney for putting this on.
All right. Yeah, big thanks to Rigney for putting this thing on, and got some news coming up for some new series in the future here, so keep posted. Bring up Lionel Callisto. Lionel, you're up here with Gary. We went ahead and broadcasted even though we had less than 15. I said, 12, it's close enough. We'll just go ahead and have a fun time with it. And the one stopper was the trick, and you kind of pulled away there at the end, although I think with about 10 to go or 15 to go, you were really trying hard to knock down that turn 4 wall. But you found, I noticed when I came in and started setting things up during practice and everything, that you really found a home in that 3rd and 4th lane up high. And you started in the back, and you used that lane the entire time to move up, and then lo and behold, you're going on the long one stinter, and then you come out, you're in the lead. Where did you learn that 4th or 5th lane up there was going to be where your home was all night?
I remember back in the days, not too long ago, like 3-4 years ago or 5 years ago, the Gen 6 cars. I remember we used to always run that line between 3 and 4. Like almost all the way to the wall, but there's like a little groove where there's some grip. But I do remember like 1 and 2 is you take that midline, so I ended up just using the same line and just started get that, I don't know, not momentum, but groove. And also notice it's easy on the tires too.
Well, you had to be easy on the tires because next to I believe next to Matt, you went kind of the longest on the on that when you decided you were going to go on the one stopper. But congrats to you, man. And the key thing to all this is a second win. So you're the first driver to repeat. And then the other thing is we only have 2 rounds to go, and you finished better than everybody you needed to finish better than, really coming into the stretch run of this thing. So I believe Dover next week is kind of the gotcha race, because I was telling people really when things go bad at Dover, it really doesn't need to be your fault in order to get caught up in a lot of that stuff. But if you can get past Dover, things are looking pretty good, because then you get to California and it's nice and wide open there and a lot of room to race, and hopefully you're not getting taken out by someone else's mistake there. Is a lot less than what would be at Dover. So your thoughts about going to Dover next week?
I like racing there a lot. I like where you could take the double apex in the corners. You go in the one, go down to almost the groove, and then you slide up and then go back down. But yeah, like you're right. Like it can be troublesome, especially with the lappers too. It's tough to pass, and it's easy to lose it.
Mm-hmm. Well, before we let you go celebrate your second win, shout out to anybody you want to say hi to. I'm sure you're pretty happy to get this second win, though, this close to the end of the season and first place in the championship.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. Yeah, thanks to everybody that's involved with the league. You guys do the booth, telecast. Yeah, thank you, everybody. It's been fun.
All right, well, we'll catch you next week at Dover. Until then, enjoy the win.
Hey, thank you.
All right, so everybody on the podium very happy tonight, I think. And, I do not blame them. So that's it for tonight. Once again, your podium from Iowa is Lionel Callisto with the second win of the season. Richie Hearn with his second podium of the season. And Matt Wagner back on the podium as well in P3. Join racers again next week for round 8 of the ISRA Truck Series as the teams of drivers head to the high banks of Dover. Coverage begins around 9:35 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, it's 9:35 p.m. Eastern. And as always, you can find everything right here on YouTube at youtube.com/RaceFirst. Now, as you know, the algorithm game is not easy, so please help support RaceFirst with the weekly grind. Make sure I'm showing all the video graphics I need to show. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what we want to see. We want to see the winner's car there at the end. And so please help support RaceFirst. Leave a comment below and let us know what you thought of tonight's race. And if you enjoyed tonight's coverage, just support us by smashing like in the video. Just like that. Boom. Click that. Boom. That's all we need. If you're new, click subscribe. While you're at it, hit the bell for weekly reminders so you don't miss out more of RaceFirst's other iRacing programming. And we got lots of it, including our signature show tomorrow night, the iRacing IndyCar Oval Series. First leg of the Triple Crown at Fontana. And those cars always race close at Fontana every time we go there. So it should be an exciting one. And of course, don't forget, make sure to donate. Link is in the description. Keep your browser set here for the most in-depth IndyCar knowledge and all of iRacing. RaceFirst, we know what it means. For business inquiries, learn more about what we do here at RaceFirst. Visit racefirst.com, like us on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter. So for everyone RaceFirst, I am Gary Godson saying to all, stay dry. Keep out of them thunderstorms. Good night. Thanks for watching. And to all of our men and women serving in the military and as first responders, Godspeed, God bless. Come on, safe. Catch us again next week right here for round 7 in Dover for the next race of the ISRA Truck Series. Good night.